Bluebird, two for your shoulder, just two. If you don't remember or why or don't know why, you should go watch last week. So yeah, you also only have two shoulders. I'm really proud of you. You didn't even need paper and crayons for that one. So that's pretty epic. Yeah, so another Trumpy like week. So we obviously have a Ram on the plate, and we'll get to that. But I'm definitely seeing a really big like fifth push towards the Save Act and or we have now added and or other election security measure bills.
Hmm.
So we can obviously see the stage being set for some fuckery in November.
Oh, they've already started laying the groundwork. If things don't go well, we know that it's because of election fraud. They're already planting that seed for the talking heads to start repeating.
Yeah, 100%. It's they have lost more talking heads though, so that has definitely become more and more prevalent. The Iran situation has definitely cost him some more. To the point, like he even politically said something political, like it wasn't me, it was Exif. Um, Very much something along those lines in the last like 48 hours. But yeah, they are going to set the stage, right? Because there's no way the Democrats could possibly win cheating, right? Like that's the 100% take that they not only have, but I think a core of that base actually believe this to be true. Even though every single election, minus like two since the general, has gone in the Democratic favor, including, well, not quite yet, but still miraculously, MTG's district, which is like
Mm.
super dumb red.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they elected her, so
Well, okay, true. Well, she actually has, I mean, long run, I have to say she turned out to be one of the less crazy ones.
well,
Um,
I think that some of that was just her riding the wave, the MAGA wave into, and she wasn't as dumb as
yeah,
she
that
seemed.
had to be.
She was riding that wave. She was being outrageous because she knew that that was playing to the base, and the momentum was there for her to get elected. And
No, yeah,
now that she's got her retirement plan, she doesn't have to play stupid blonde anymore.
that's really true. That is really, really true. Can't fault that game though.
Right.
But yeah, Democrat like took the most votes and forced a runoff. Um, I do believe with a Maglican. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure dude was Trump endorsed. So that's gonna be really interesting. I also there's a lot of interesting stuff locally here because of the Republicans who refused to redistrict. And now we have all kinds of people who people can read lips, Dick. So that wasn't even a hard one. Won't even need an interpreter. Um, but I think like they're trying to run people and primary people, and I don't think it's actually going to work. Like I do believe that a bulk of the forward train is gone. Um, I do know, like, do you know who Jake Lang is? Have you heard of this man?
I don't think so.
Okay, so what do we got here? Yeah, strict new proof of citizenship.
Hmm. And and one thing that people need to understand is that this is designed to disenfranchise all kinds of people. Um,
Women.
yep, especially women. Because if your driver's license doesn't match the last name on your birth certificate, they can deny you. Um,
No, 100%. And it is, it's brutal, right? And also like 38, I do believe it's 38 states already require voter ID.
the
Like, and I've been showing my ID to vote since I've been voting. Um,
well, technically all you really have to show is your voter ID card, but you get your voter ID card by going to the BMV.
Really? I never got one of those. I don't have one of those.
So if you they will ask you now when you go if you're registered to vote, and if not, they will do it for you, and then you will get a voter registration card in the mail. You probably threw it away. Um,
Okay, that's. I was like, dude, I definitely re-registered when I moved,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
you have to do that.
that was, I know, it was literally like one of the very first things I did as soon as I could get a couple of pieces of mail in my new place. Was like,
But
go
actually,
prove
all you
I
had to
lived
do
in.
is go into the BMV and get your new license with your updated
Well, that's
address.
what I was doing. You're literally talking about what I was doing. And they did say, "Do you want us to move your voter registration?" And I
Mhm.
said yes. And I never got a voter registration card. And now I'm really feeling ripped off. I'm feeling like the state of Indiana owes me a fucking card that I did not get.
Threw that shit away.
Nah, dude, I'm a hoarder. I don't throw those things
Yeah,
away,
I don't
dude.
throw anything.
I had to find a credit card I barely used today, and that took 5 minutes at the register. Because I was like, I don't know where I put it. It's in my wallet somewhere though. So, but yeah,
Like,
it's
like I'll show you what the military does to people. All right. So this is only my medical documents from the past year.
and you don't even know how to read. That's rough. So the article share. But yeah, it's like if you let people vote, we're gonna lose. And it's clear as day that that's how they feel. If you let people vote, we're gonna lose. Well, yeah, because you're letting people vote, and you're losing. And you're
Yeah.
losing in places you shouldn't be losing. So I want to see what it looks like in places you were gonna lose anyway. Like,
Hmm.
how bad is it? Like, is it the biggest landslide ever? So, does Texas flip blue? Does it truly become a purple state this year? Have you pissed off the Latinos that much?
Oh, I the
Um,
none of the news has been, not even Fox can spin that one enough to not piss off the brown people in this country.
I think they even stopped trying more or less
Yeah.
to spin the news in such a manner. So, but
No,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
they thought we won it, so now we can just, enact, 2026, 2025,
right.
2025, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore.
So true. It's just rinse and repeat, man. It's 1960 Jim Crow laws all over again, which were
Yep.
really earlier than the 60s, but don't
Oh,
nobody come for my fucking head. I know when it happened. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's like amendments just didn't happen. Like we didn't do. Well, if you want to change it, amend it. Oh, you can't because you're fucking losing everywhere. And you're
right.
losing everywhere so bad that I think even the Supreme Court is starting to like maybe intentionally not let you win because they don't want to get packed.
Yeah.
And they know that they're going to be like, you all fucked up in a way that I can't humanly possibly fat. I mean, I'm not shocked because
Oh, I mean
you're a bunch of morons.
the federal court docket is just going through it right now. Like they can't even, like, the mountain is so high that they just aren't even trying to understand how big of a shitstorm that they have going on right now. Um I heard a somebody who specializes in federal cases. He said he's out like 3 years.
3 years. Well,
3 years.
I'll go back to that lady, man. She's like, I fucking hate my job. Please put me in jail.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That lady up in Minnesota.
yeah, please put me in jail. Like, I
Yeah.
need to sleep. Like, damn. So, she thought she was working in the fucking widget factory. So No, it's just like any. Let me go back to Jake Lang. So Jake Lang was a J. He was a J sixer. He actually like physically attacked the cops with bats. Right, kind of a definite white supremacist douche monkey.
Okay.
So he's the one that just recently in New York, a couple of guys threw a bomb at him that didn't go off. Um, he
Oh
went,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's it. So he
Okay.
went to Minnesota and ended up getting in the middle of a protest he shouldn't have, and they had him pinned against the wall. And it
Oh
was
yeah.
actually a black and a brown man that like led him out of there.
Yep. Yep.
Like, bro, learn your lesson,
Yeah.
right? So like he just sucks, right? So he had this huge following. So one of the lefty, I don't even know if he's a leftist to be honest, but he's like known for hunting child predators on the internet. He's like the internet Chris Hansen. And he caught Jake Lang talking to him thinking he was a 15-year-old
Oh
girl.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now all Jake Lang's accounts are gone.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the Proud White Boy Club. Like they kicked him out of the Telegram. They kicked. Haven't you guys figured it out? It keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again to the point where you would almost understand that there's a pattern. So then again, pattern recognition requires IQ. So I see why we're not getting there. I see why
Right.
we're not getting there. But like, yeah, another one like, I can't wait till you turn 16. 16? I can't wait till you turn 16. Because the age of consent in her particular
Makes
state, I guess, was I didn't do it. I read the text messages that were shared. I didn't do it, but so I'm just assuming the age of consent in that state would have been 16 and 16, bro. I didn't even like 16-year-olds when I was 16. I'm trying to get the 22-year-olds. So like, what, bro? So I that it's just weird. Like, why are they so creepy? Is it because they're dumb?
I think some I no, I think that it's because they're well, dumb probably falls into the category. I was gonna say ignorant and because they can't have an intelligent conversation with women, in a way that wouldn't be considered creepy. They have arranged marriages for political reasons, and then they gravitate towards, you know, trying to dominate kids that don't know any better.
Because they're insecure beta cucks.
I mean, we've
Got it.
we've we've known somebody that went after younger girls.
Strange people.
Yes, he was. Is I think he's still alive.
I don't know. Midas Touch just dropped one, bro.
Yeah.
This is good. Donald Trump is now offering donors access to what he calls national security briefings in exchange for campaign contributions. In a fundraising email sent today, Trump urges supporters to join an elite group that will receive private national security briefings and unfiltered updates from him about what foreign adversaries, border threats, and what he calls deep state sabotage.
What the
Somebody needs to put that man in prison, bro.
No shit. Like, I mean, we've talked about like him telling his, friends and stuff that about like what he's going to announce the day before so that they can, insider trade the fuck out of our economy and now it's in
Yeah,
writing. National secrets. Yeah, because you're going to have the right people buy that access.
bro. And he put it in an email and sent it out. And he and so there's people in the world like I've seen some. Some grasping at straws from the bobbleheads, right? The MAGA bobbleheads. Like, well, it's his people. It's not him. It's this person. It's social media manager, not Donald Trump. You're not allowed to poop without asking him. Like, it's like a penitentiary. You can't go pee pee without the CO, and he
Right,
is the
right.
CO. Like, it's not. There's no way that email's going out without him knowing it. An
Oh yeah.
elite group, right? Those are his words. You can hear it in his
Yep.
voice. So, like, you just know when it was him, and it's you in deep state sabotage. So it's him and Stephen Miller. So,
Yep.
like, John Thune's gonna have a fucking heyday with this one too.
Yeah.
Like, John Thune hates Stephen Miller so much that I think he's gonna become a Democrat. Like, it's gonna be the sole reason he becomes a Democrat is because he hates fucking John Thune or Stephen Miller. And
Yeah, yeah.
I think Stephen Miller is the worst of the worst and have
Oh,
the whole fucking time.
oh yeah.
Number one and number two, like, you are a pencil dick who looks like a fucking penis. So, but yeah, national security briefings in exchange for money. If that isn't the most Trump shit ever. Like, so I've never stayed in a Trump hotel, nor would I.
Yeah.
But I bet he charges per sheet or per square of toilet paper. I bet he charges per square. I bet you check out of your room and they go count the squares you used. And it's probably like $842 per square or some shit. So, and it's probably dyed gold. So he can say, well, you were wiping yourself with gold flake. So, I don't know. It's, dude, I just fucking, I'm going to send an email openly saying I'm selling state secrets. And nobody's going to put him in jail, bro. Nixon's rolling over in his fucking grave going, I
Oh,
got kicked
dude.
out for what? I got kicked out for what? He didn't even do it. His people actually did it.
Yeah.
I got kicked out for what? Like, he's making Nixon and Benedict Arnold look like good people. Like,
Well, like for real, if you look back, like Nixon at least did the right thing. Like that's saying something.
oh my God, dude.
Oh God.
You give me money, I'll give you state secrets here on email in 2026. It's not. And no, and they won't. Like, so that's what I find really interesting. I think it's clear that, like, the political trend is very much against MAGA, very much against. Why are they still holding strong? Like, do your little, like, politician thing and flip. There's not a ton of MAGA politicians in the House or the Senate. There are a couple, but not a ton, not anywhere near a
Well,
majority.
and if the majority, says we're going to speak against the president, nobody's going to stand out unless they really feel like they can turn, the majority over, with the president's pull. That's one thing about the Republicans is that, they have all taken some kind of pact where they stay in lockstep, but only to a point, you know?
Yeah, only to a point. Like, they will kind of attack each other a little more than the Democrats are more unified in general. But I think, like, it's only because there's such a common enemy. Like, we were talking about it, we talked about it last week, right? If you say that Barack Obama wasn't progressive, it's because progression worked.
Right, right.
Like, you weren't old enough to know how progressive his policies actually were. Even though, yes, he did some very Republican type things. That did happen. But a lot of his policies were extremely progressive.
Well,
Like Obama,
and
the eight,
his
what, the Obamacare
yeah,
itself
he
was
was
super progressive.
yeah, he was kind of forced into fiscal responsibility anyways, so that's where kind of those Republican tendencies leaked
I
out,
was
I guess.
more like the Patriot Act, but we'll leave that alone. So, domestic surveillance, it's kind of a Republican thing. However, Um,
wasn't that done like I know it was done underneath him, but
yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think that he was.
yeah, but he signed it.
Did he sign it?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't be positive. You can do your thing.
Yeah.
I can't be 100% positive. I'm pretty sure he did sign it. And if he didn't sign it, he definitely re-upped it. I clearly remember that happening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
maybe that, and
Oh
maybe
yeah.
there's a reason, right?
Yeah, it was 2001. And yeah, he did re-up it. I do
Okay, so
remember that.
he re-upped it.
Yeah.
So, and maybe there's a reason, right? Like they do get to know some stuff that no one else gets to know unless you donate to Trump. Then you can know. So that's a thing now. But no,
Um,
it's like in that reality, like why are you like just burn it to the ground, bro? Like even I've noticed like JD Vance has kind of disappeared, right? Like
oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
been real quiet lately
mhm.
because he
Yeah,
knows
but he was
his
still
chances at
fucking
28 are flying out the door.
he was still there when Trump wore his fucking baseball cap in front of the US service members that came home
Oh, the
heroes.
when he actually decided to show up to the second or third round of them that came home. Which
Yeah.
brings up this. So like I'm hoping you know about this. I don't know a ton about it, but I read about it on the internet, so I don't know. I read about it in a tweet, so I really don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that the attack in Kuwait actually killed quite a bit of service members, and we've just swept that under the rug.
So it's completely possible. The the people that they came out and said were killed were fairly high ranking.
But
And I
wasn't that
did
isn't that Bahrain? Bahrian? Is that in Kuwait?
Bahrain.
Sure.
It's Bahrain. Yeah.
You
Um,
were over in the desert, bro. I wasn't.
yeah. So Bahrain and Camp Arif John.
Those are in
And
Kuwait.
what's the other one? There's another one in Kuwait. Um, but there's a lot of intelligence and stuff like that that runs through there. And a lot of supply. So they do a lot of their supply through Kuwait. I did a couple fuel runs, pulling security for fuel trucks as we brought diesel up through Kuwait into Iraq. Um, so these guys, I think, were logistics. So a lot of that. Um, but they did hit um one of the offices there, and that's what got them. The fact that it hit while they were kind of all just doing their work would usually signal that there were more casualties, but I haven't heard anything from anybody. And somebody that I'm friends with actually he did one of the handoffs with one of the guys that died. It was not one of the guys um that was listed. So I think that they announced his death after the fact, and
Yeah,
he
so
was
he didn't give a number in the tweet. He just said far greater than which
so.
this administration wouldn't shock me to cover up.
No,
But
no, they would totally cover up anything that they could. The thing is that those bases aren't locked down. So you know, there's quite a bit of uh people that pass through that would know, kind of what's going on there. So I don't think that that would be a cover up that they would want to try to, if anything, I would think that they would want to up the numbers in order to get more
sympathy.
support. So,
Well, that's kind of where I was at with it, right? So like
right.
you went into a war most of the country doesn't agree with, including your base.
Yeah.
Um, you're trying to absolutely sabotage the global economy and play pretend that you didn't know that Iran would close the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, right.
Like, not it's literally every military simulation in the history of mankind has said if you go all out, you have to close the Strait of Hormuz. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the real
So we've
should
got 1,348 civilians have been killed in Iran with 17,000 injured. And then 3.2 million people have been displaced. Where's the shoot? I, this must not be the one that has the because then they were talking about like, oh, here we go. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Six in Kuwait killed, 14 injured in Jordan, 15 killed in Israel. Lebanon's had 634 killed. Iraq had 26. That number increased today. Qatar 16 injured. Bahrain only two were killed. Saudi two, UAE six. So and yeah, U.S. military they're saying seven with a caveat.
I believe Al Jazeera too. I think that's wild that both America and Iran are attacking Iraq. Poor Iraq, dude.
Yeah,
So, and Israel. So yeah, no, it's an interesting game of propaganda, and like I'm with you. We're there and there's service members there. If they're dying for it, we should know about it. Like
yeah.
I would like to feel bad. And you talked about like he did go to, them bringing the bodies home. And man's wearing a fucking baseball cap. And then the guy he hates, how many hours did he stand there that day at full salute? Obama with soldiers coming off the plane and in the flag draped coffins.
I believe that he spent 7 hours on the tarmac one day.
Yeah, and but stayed like I remember seeing an interview with like a SEAL who said that he was just not for Obama, right? Which is super common. Military and Republican go together really well, right? And he said, but that day, watching him stand at a solid, correct salute the entire time
Yep.
earned his respect.
Yeah.
And that then when he went into the room, he literally shook hands, introduced himself, and talked to every single person in the room.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just miss them. Like, I miss you, whatever side you're on. I miss
Well, I mean,
having
we've
somebody
talked about
who
this
loves.
before. Like Bush Jr. and Obama were both extremely respectful to our service members and to the American people, you know? And for to go back and rewatch some of the clips of Fox News, you know, trying to twist Obama into some kind of monster when you actually have somebody who's a monster and says monstrous things every day. And then you go back and you see the clips of two presidents. I voted for both of them both times. So I can, you know, some I might be a little bit biased, but I can say that both of them were staunch patriots and
Right.
both of them tried to do the best that they could for America, you know. And
Well, at the end of the day, that's like, I mean, I know Bush has said, I know lots of people have said it, right? And that's what I miss. I would like really somebody who could be back in charge that actually likes America,
right,
like that loves the country. Like we
right.
may have some ideological differences, but at the core, we actually love this country. And it's like me, even from my stance, I have a flag out front. It
Mhm.
blows people's mind that I fly a flag. Some of my more liberal friends are like, "Why would you have a flag?" I'm like, "Do you not like the country? Like you don't love America?"
I mean, I'm highly disappointed in my country.
I'm also disappointed and frustrated and upset, but I also still think uh, Pepsi Challenge. I'd rather be here. So, like, where maybe we can fix this, maybe we can vote our way through, maybe democracy will prevail. I can hope, and I'm gonna. So, it is just a nutty, 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 nutty thing, right? So, but yeah, so what is it? 18? You said 18 ships in the strait?
Ah, yeah. So let's see, where's that graphic?
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
had it.
graphic.
Yeah, I know you want to push your little buttons and show your little pictures. So I gotta try to make sure I
Big
get.
This
You be
is
getting
this is
excited.
something. All right, so what do we say? 17
I'm asking you
ships
what
have
you
been
said.
hit? Huh?
I'm asking you what you said.
I don't remember what I say.
Oh, whoa, that's a pretty good
All
guess. Oh, whoa, okay.
right, so 16 civilian ships and one warship have been sunk. And this is all of the tankers and stuff that have been hit and where. So,
Oh shit.
yeah.
That's not good. Carrier, container, tanker, U.S. flagged container too.
Hmm. Yeah.
Bulk carrier, oil products. So like you had boats there and you just left them there, like you didn't know it was gonna happen. Like, that's real. But no, like so they're talking
Well,
about what are we back over $100 a barrel?
yes, we're back over 100. I think we
So
hit
and
one
now
today.
that's what I'm saying. Now they're scared we're gonna see $200 barrel, which would be about in our area 7.25 in
Yeah,
gas.
probably about a
Like,
seven and a quarter.
yeah, 7.25 in gas in our area with our taxation. I don't. I would struggle at that point. Like,
I'll
I
struggle if we
travel.
get up to $4 a gallon.
Yeah, I travel for work a lot, so I be going
Yeah,
to Costco seeing 340, and I'm like, fuck, I'm at
yeah,
Costco.
yeah,
So that's a wild, but yeah, so you're talking about seven, and there's people out there in the right. I saw some tweets from the bobbles today because like they get their marching orders. And I'm like, well, $200 in oil wouldn't be that bad. I mean, back in this time we had $60 a barrel. It's only 98 now, and gold's 5,000, and it used to be 50. And because all the commodities are made equally, all
right,
of the
right.
commodities are made equally, 100%. Like you guys are so fucking rich. Like
Uh,
because I need gold to run my car to go to work.
right, right. Well, you
Like,
do if
uh,
your state requires a catalytic converter.
stop, stop, stop. I fucking can't with you. So I fucking can't. But no, yes, you are technically correct. So but no, it's just wild. Like they play pretend like they didn't know this was going to happen. But
Yeah,
that's about the only thing you could have guaranteed was going to happen. It's
yeah.
the only leverage they have.
Well, and that's
Why
what I was kind of
wouldn't they
talking about was,
use it?
and that's what I was talking about with you, before we came on was, the Iran for the size of the military and how much money that they have put into having technologically sound equipment, their missiles still can't compete with American tech as far as like our cannons and stuff like that that can shoot down missiles and mortars coming in, and and our anti-aircraft and stuff like that is going to be preventative from Iran hitting our hard targets. So they know that, and we've already proved that we are willing to target their schools and things like that. So we um so
Well,
we've
because it was just an ordinary tomahawk. It was
what's
just a
that?
generic. It was just a generic tomahawk,
Generic, yeah.
and they were working on old intelligence, and he's good with the result.
So I
Like that's what he said about the school that it
I
was a
know.
because all of the proof has now come out. It was absolutely us,
Yep.
and
Oh
we
yeah,
were working
they
on
have
old.
pictures of where it was made, like in
We're
from the rubble.
yeah, because it's just a generic tomahawk, and
Right.
we're working on bad old intelligence. Well, why the fuck are you at war with a country you don't have current intelligence on?
Well, number one, that's bullshit.
I'm
Um,
fully fucking aware.
well, not everybody is. Like we
True.
don't we don't operate on old intelligence. We have satellites that took pictures of the graves being dug for those girls. There's no way that we didn't have current intelligence. And where is it? Because I just found where an article that showed that the school had a website that had been up for years. They posted on social media. So there's no confusing an all-girls school that's been around for a decade with some kind of hard target that you're trying to get to. No, that was just them, picking targets to throw stuff at. They needed a mass cas in order to be able to say that they got, so many casualties. It just so happened that it came out that it was a school full of girls, and Iran's propaganda machine is fairly on point. They've been able to keep their populace under fairly strict control under, you know, I, we demonize it as tyrannical, but it is a strict Muslim country, but not as strict as we try to make it out to be. Um, you know, so like we hit an all girls school. If it was as strict as we want to make it sound, like in Afghanistan where girls couldn't go to school, then those girls wouldn't be dead. Anyway, what was I what was I saying? I lost it. I'm yep.
Well, why wouldn't we kill women in this administration? We're trying to get them to stop voting too.
Right.
So maybe this is them living out their sick fantasies in their head. Because they wish
No,
they
and
could be
I
free.
and it drives me nuts that the people that are trying to justify, oh well, we're gonna free Iran. We should be worried about freeing Palestine. We should be worried about Israel now killing over 700 people in Lebanon. This is 700 this is 700 civilians, not 700 soldiers. You
Yeah,
know,
Israel's pretty brutal. They're kind of douchey. So
kind of douchey. Like,
yeah, Netanyahu, he was a fucking job in the early 2000s. He only got more Looney Tunes. So, but that's
douchey
it.
is somebody that like talks crass about a woman. They're genocidal. Like it.
I think you were talking about something earlier that's really
Oh, soft target.
factual and true. No, hold on. So you were
Okay.
talking about the separation between the state of Israel and Jewish people.
Uh-huh.
And I think that is very important for people to understand that there is a difference between the government, the state
Yep.
of Israel, just like and what they do. And when you want to admonish what they do, you're not talking about the Jewish people because
No.
I mean, maybe the Jewish people in Israel are all like, well, I don't know. I'm
No, they're
not a
not.
Jewish
I mean,
person.
the Israelis, 100,000 of them came out and were protesting what we were doing to the Palestinians.
Like,
And
fair, right? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there is a separation, and I think that's really important to denote, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the state of Israel is its own thing and
right.
its own government and its own tyranny, right? And
Mhm.
it needs to be addressed as such,
Right.
right? So,
I,
but
I have
that
no
doesn't
no problem
mean,
with Jewish people. I have every problem with the state of Israel.
yeah, I could feel that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were talking about we moved to soft targets in
Yeah,
Iran.
so well what I was talking about was we're willing to kill innocent people in Iran. So Iran has finally decided to switch tactics. That's why they started targeting ships. They started targeting other countries and just letting their drones and stuff hit whatever they could hit. So they've moved to soft targeting. And like I told you, they they hacked into the Israel cellular system and sent out a text to all of Israel saying that your air defense systems are down, your government's lying to you, seek cover now. and then they threw 200 missiles at him. So, um, but what I wanted to highlight there was notice how we started bombing Iran and without warning, without giving their citizens an option, but they went ahead and warned Israel, who
If they're mortal
have
enemy.
have been douchebags for quite some time now, and
They're
and
quite
still
douchey,
warned
I'm
them
trying to tell you.
before
Yeah.
bombing them or before throwing missiles at them. So like, the when you look at little things like that and you look at the propaganda that we're ingesting all the time, you know, everybody thinks that, Hezbollah is an arm of Iran and they're horrible people and they're just trying to kill us all. But they warned everybody before they threw missiles at them. Like that's
It's,
that's
it's,
not the act
it's true.
of terrorists. That's the act of people who are being terrorized that are responding,
No,
you
they're
know?
defending themselves. I will not, I won't say that they're doing anything other than defending
Yeah.
themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So I do think it's really interesting that you said we didn't warn them, but they knew what time the market closed on Friday in America.
That's not the same as warning.
I'm just saying they knew, and that's I knew. I bought oil that week for a reason. I'm
Yeah.
not dumb. I knew what was going to happen, so he's going to wait till the market closes on Friday. Because that's some American shit to do right there. It's definitely some Trump shit to do.
That is some
But
state
yeah,
secrets that would be given if you donate to.
I want to donate just to get these secrets, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure it requires a higher donation than what we're willing to give that fuck.
Beat picks, got it. Um, so all right, so I do think there is another really interesting thing happening, like low key quiet, definitely. So Bassett, Scotty Boy, Bessent, I don't know. He's meeting
That's
his
that.
counterpart, the um Treasury Secretary dude.
Yeah, I think it's beset.
Yeah, whatever. Scotty Boy. He's in Paris meeting his Chinese counterpart leading up to the
Oh yeah.
spring economic negotiations with Trump and Xi. Why is this low key, right? Like, why are you economically negotiating? Economically, economic. Wow, I fucked that up.
Yeah, that
Why
was
are
fun.
you? Why are you economically negotiating with China? I thought your tariffs were just going to win. So, but we need to go negotiate now. Is there a problem? Is there a problem in the tariff, right? And rare earth mineral and technology supply chain that is so they fought back, and did that hurt a little bit? Did it
Well,
sting?
and I forget what I was listening to. They were talking about how, you know, it looks like they were hoping to disrupt oil flow to China by attacking Iran in hopes of that being able to affect their economy enough where they would start to have problems and then, and then they would back down because, negotiations.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the global thing.
Yeah.
Like all the oil for goes everywhere from there. Like it's the oil places. We've known this since the 90s. At least I have because I've paid attention.
I mean,
So
that's what
here's
91 was all about, wasn't it?
100%. Operation Desert Storm. So I do find this to be interesting. So I really remember the birth of CNN, right? Like that's one of the things I remember. And how did CNN get birthed? Well,
Shock
war.
and awe, 2003.
All right. So war, right? That's how CNN really got birthed, right? Like 24/7 coverage of
Yep.
war.
That was the new that was when the 24-hour news cycle started, was in 2003 when
Yep.
we did shock and awe when we started
No, yep.
planning.
So, and I remember
Yeah.
liking CNN because I could see it all the time. So
Mhm.
that's 23 years ago. Why did I see more coverage of the war in 2003 than I'm seeing today in 2026 when the internet is prevalent now? And I should be seeing all of it.
All of
Like,
it. And
and
you can if you look.
yeah, but it's harder than it should be, right? Like because it's being suppressed in America. They're not letting the videos are out there. If you go, you VPN yourself overseas, you'll see some shit.
Yeah.
So like, I think it took 4 days for people to find out that like we bombed oil depots and we set the entire city of Tehran in blazed in black smoke and toxicity, and the oil is in the sewer system, so the sewer system is on
Yep.
fire, and like now we're literally low key chemical agent attacking them because that's a way to create a chemical agent that's not outlawed by the convention that we created and didn't sign. So because we like to do that. So we literally are doing things like this and nobody has a fucking clue in the world. And it takes like 72 to, which is why I gotta salute. I don't remember who it is, man, but there is a CNN dude who is into and he marched his ass into the war zone to go show the people what's real, what's really going on, because he knew we're being lied to.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no way we're not being lied to. This dude wakes up and like says good afternoon because he's lying. So because it's 6 in the morning. One of the other things that definitely I think is wild. Okay. So we're once again talking about a UFC fight on the White House lawn for the 250th anniversary. Like, are we for real? We are, aren't we? We're for real. Like, you're gonna do it, aren't you? You're gonna
I
like
mean,
have fire.
we
You're gonna
we shot a car commercial in front of the White House.
okay.
Like there's
Sorry,
not like you
I
can't
forgot we did.
can't go lower than that,
I
you
forgot we
know?
did that, bro, because that's way before the pedophiles in the
You're
works.
right.
So, like, I completely lost that one in translation. But yes, we definitely did that. But yeah, like, yeah, I want to talk to the guy in the Secret Service, and I just want to get him candidly off camera, off record. How do you really feel about this? Like, we're gonna have a UFC fight on the White House lawn, and you're in charge of security. The Parks Department and the Secret Service, which is a member of the Treasury Department. So, but yeah, it's that's wild. And then I did hear that Donald Trump said Iran shouldn't come to the World Cup this year,
Yep. Yeah, so um
but they
he
gave him the
he
prize.
said they would be welcome, but he can't guarantee their safety because, Americans are gonna try to kill them,
Why
is
would
basically
we
what.
do that? I mean, okay, I'm not saying that some lunatic wouldn't do that, but why would we do? Why do most Americans could give two fucks about soccer?
Right.
So I want to check it out personally, but most Americans could give two fucks. So why do they care? Um, so it's just like we're we're moving on. We changed our immigration leadership. We're having negotiations with China because we fucked up. The world economy is on the brink of fucking absolute destruction because we didn't know they were going to close the Strait of Hormuz and start attacking ships. Like we didn't know that was going to happen. So that's like punching the bully that's 8 times bigger than you in middle school in the nuts and thinking nothing was going to happen because of it,
Yeah.
right? Like like, are you really that dumb? Well, like, you are.
Well,
So,
and
so he's all
one thing that we didn't anticipate was Iran being able to deduce what our goals were and retaliating in kind because they figured out that they needed to target the Middle Eastern oil in a way that would cause the Middle East to reject the what the US is trying to do. The UAE shut down a major refinery that ships to the US, and they're claiming that it's not political, but that's
It's
what
political.
that's what we're accusing them of, or trying to pressure them out
Well,
of doing,
because it's absolutely political, bro, because they don't want to be fucking bombed and
right?
you're not protecting them.
Well, and
So,
you're talking about billions of dollars in every missile strike that hits any part of oil refinement, These, these different tankers. That's what, like $500 million was one tanker that we stole from Venezuela.
yeah,
So, like they're like, you got one tanker from, you know, from the axis of evil of socialism and communism, but we're not
I've
gonna we're not
never,
gonna put
I,
up with anymore.
I've never seen an administration fail at fucking everything before.
That reminds me.
I've seen administrations not do shit,
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
I have never seen an administration fucking fail at everything. You're failing at military things now. You're failing at military things.
The
Like
American military is failing at military
that's what
things.
I'm saying.
That doesn't fucking happen.
It
Not
doesn't
since
happen.
what? It
Vietnam.
hasn't happened
It
since,
happened in
has it?
Vietnam. It happened in Vietnam.
I mean,
Come on. Yeah.
so a war of attrition, just like what happened with
Same.
Afghanistan. You can call that a loss, or you can just call that a failure of vision.
I
Uh,
think Afghanistan actually was successful at at one point.
yeah, yeah, they overstayed, and they didn't transition into anything, and that's one thing where after the push and kind of they got things stabilized there, they really needed to put in an interim government, rebuild their infrastructure, and give them a reason not to let the Taliban come back. But the Taliban was just biding their time, waiting for us to leave because they did it with the Russians, they did it with the English. They knew they could do it with us.
Wait, when is this happening? I'm reading this actually.
Oh,
When is it
so so
happening?
so this is basically us, are failing again by murdering people um that
Drug smugglers,
possibly were
yeah.
moving drugs. Yeah, so the UN is calling for investigations, as they should, that's kind of why we have them. But that did you watch the video about the Chinese scientist explaining what would happen if we shot the first shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
So
that. I've seen that like a year and a half ago.
did you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've just watched this shit come true since. It's fine.
Right. China will
So
never shoot the first shot, but they will make sure that America doesn't shoot the shot second.
yeah,
Blech.
I think they would too.
Oh yeah.
So
I
it would
mean,
be
I
a
mean, they
war.
really haven't even made overt moves to help Iran, one of their allies. They're doing plenty of covert, they're doing plenty of support, but they're not making any direct movements that could be interpreted as an act of aggression. So,
So because that's not their style.
right.
So never really has been. Like that was way more Japan style. So old
Well,
Imperial Japan, come on, Imperial Japan was something else, bro.
Imperial Japan, yeah, but
Yeah,
Japan
not
before
modern
that,
Japan. Yeah, Japan before that was samurais and geishas.
yeah.
So
Oh,
concubine. Um. So
that's
hey,
weird.
listen, I read books. Um. I saw some stuff. I watched The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. Don't tell.
For, for anybody that's Japanese watching, I apologize for him.
They can't think I'm fucking serious. So You can't think I'm fucking serious at this point. I only talk shit truly about Donald Trump
Oh,
and
good, man.
MAGA. No, it's we're in such a weird time, and I really do think that they are going to push very heavily for us to not have an election. Yeah, Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you want to affect the United States policy, definitely affect the pocketbook of the United States citizens. That's what will do it. You are correct. Like
One of
that
the
is
only things that will do it, you know?
it's about the only thing, right?
Yep.
So or stupidly put your boots on our territory, then everything changes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just don't do
Nobody
that.
does that, and they know it.
No, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So we got more guns than we got people by a lot.
By a lot.
Like 4 to 5 to 1.
Uh,
No, like which is a
so,
staggering number if you
so
actually
let's
think
see. I had just like one, two, three more things I wanted to glaze over real fast. All right,
you're going
so
Blaze. Okay, I'm ready.
glaze. All right, so I'm just going to share. We're going
Mm.
to we've Israel has killed another 650 Palestinians and injured another 1,700 since the ceasefire.
Palestinian.
How much of the Gulf's water comes from desalination plants? I don't know if anybody realizes that some of those have been hit so far. 40% of the water that comes through there, including the water that, creates all of these wonderful gardens in the UAE, are from desalination plants.
We're both English and tough today.
I know, right? Qatar is calling for unity, but they have been very neutral in this, despite being our ally.
Uh,
And
oh,
Israel has closed one of the major mosques in Israel, which has created quite a bit of
wasn't that like a deal made by Arafat and Netanyahu?
oh no, no, that goes really well. I mean that was agreed upon, but it was very
Well, also
deeply
three
rooted
three
in.
thousand years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like for the longest time, Israel or Jerusalem has housed both Muslims and Christians, oh, and well, and Jews, because of an agreement, that was made, what I think it was after one of the last Crusades.
right.
Um,
Well, let's break that down real quick. So, like, there's the Romance languages, right?
mhm,
And in the Romance languages, like, it's all Latin based.
yep.
So if you learn one, the cousins are there, right? If you learn Latin, it's almost really easy to speak all of them.
Yeah, you can learn
Um,
Italian in
then you
a
then you
day,
have the
Spanish
then
in
you
a
have
couple, Portugal,
the the
Portuguese,
Slavic languages,
right? Germanic.
right? And then you have the Germanic languages, right? But you have the Slavic languages, and all of those are really easy if you know the cousins, right? And then it's this really weird thing that there's this other group of languages, and Hebrew is one of them, and Arabic is one of them, and Aramaic is one of them. And
Mhm.
those are the three languages. I forget what the core is called. Like Latin, Slavic. I forget what the core is called. But
Well,
it
Aramaic and those came
well,
before.
yeah, so it's all yes, they're all from right. So Aramaic, Arabic, Hebrew, they're all based and rooted in the same
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
And it's really weird that like people really don't understand that Jesus would have sounded much more Arabic than anything.
And looked very much.
He listen. You can't say he spoke their language and was brown, dude. You can't do that. All right, you got to give him something like blonde hair at least. So, like, come on, man.
No, the
So,
the the
but
Iraqis
no.
the Iraqis that were born of American soldiers had red hair, so we would have to give him red hair.
Really? Is that true?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could always
It's kind
tell
of
when
it's kind
when
of dope, dude.
there was a half American Iraqi kid that was coming out because just a shock of red hair.
It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's wild that like people don't understand. There's so many hints and clues that like these are all the same people, and that the word Allah
Hmm.
and the word Yuah.
Yeah. Yahweh.
You're all talking about, yeah, Yahweh, Yuah, Yahweh. You're all talking about the same God
Yeah. Well, and
from
and they
from the
all they
same
all recognize
Mesopotamia.
they
Yeah,
all recognize that they're all from the Abrahamic God. So like,
yeah. So, but then I did see. I'm gonna close on this one because I thought this was really. So I saw this somewhere the other day. I don't know. Somebody either told me or saw it on social media. Who knows what the fuck I was doing? There's human beings have become such a violent species.
become.
That was the retort. When the fuck weren't we violent?
Right?
It took till we had four people total before we had the first murder. We had four fucking people, and 25% of those people became a murderer. And out of Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel, you only had a 66% chance of survival.
And
There was four people on earth if you go that route before one murdered somebody. What do you mean? There was literally 12 hours of peace in the human species before, and then you're literally four of you in this giant garden before the first human said, "This town ain't big enough for the two of us."
um,
And that's my take for this month. It's that I never thought of it that way. Literally took four people before one of them became a murderer. So the human species has always been violent.
yeah, yeah.
So we are a very violent species. So, but yeah, then that's why we sell national secrets for Golden Throne donations, please. Golden Throne donations. But yeah, another fun week, and then we got like what, two more before you'll be gone? Or
Yep. Two more. Well, so yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do that one from the hospital.
yeah, I'm here for that, bro.
I
I'm here for
I
that.
I
I don't
asked
know
my
if I'll
nurse if
ever
I
put
could
it
do
up,
that, and
but
she
we're
said yeah.
all right. I don't know if we're ever gonna put that one up, but we're gonna record it. So that's gonna go on the fucking goofy reels later. So, but yeah, until next week, is Bluebird on your shoulder?